I think that the Orthodox case is very strong right now. If you come to realize that you're a little bit divorced from historic Christianity, but maybe you've got these hangups about Catholicism because you've heard bad things about the church. You've certainly seen them in the news, etc. Orthodoxy feels like a very safe alternative where you get the cool tradition, all of that. There have been enough scandals where it looks like the church is trying to compromise with the modern world. And you have popes and prelates saying things that look like compromises with the world, a world that is increasingly hostile to Christians. So it looks bad, whereas Orthodoxy looks like it's taking this principled stand against the world. And there I want to really stress it looks like, because when you get in the weeds and say, oh, they've actually compromised on things like contraception. This stand against the world isn't as countercultural as it looks, but it looks very strong. I mean, you've got a whole realm of the internet that is basically saying you should be Orthodox so you don't have to believe Muslims worship the same gods Christians do. But also, every major Orthodox prelate that I know of would say Muslims and Christians do worship the same God, but the popular internet figures say no. So you have this kind of Orthodoxy being presented that is maybe not what you would get in Greece, in Russia, in Turkey, wherever.
Do Muslims and Christians worship the same God, Joe Heschmeyer?
The Bible seems to treat it this way. Like in Romans 1, when St. Paul talks about the pagans who are practicing immorality, he doesn't say they don't know God. He says they do know God, but have suppressed knowledge about God. And he goes on in Romans 2 and 3 to talk, for instance, about Gentiles who do by nature what the law requires, showing the law of God is written on their hearts. So he's already suggesting even these pagans are in some relationship with God, and they know him more than they would seem to know him. We're not saying Islam is just as good. We're not saying any of that stuff. The Quran lies about God or gets him wrong. The Bible tells the truth about God. There's not a different God of the Quran or the God of the Bible. No, it's just there's God. Like if I talk to two people and one says, I love Mad Fradd, he's like this, and somebody says, I hate Mad Fradd, he's like that, one of them is wrong. Hopefully the second one. The fact that they're describing you in these opposite ways means they can't both be right. It doesn't mean they're talking about two different Matt Fradds. They're just making rival claims. People will say, well, they can't be wrong about God's triune nature because that's who he is. So if they deny that, then they don't believe in the same God. I think that's a mistake. You could see something on the horizon and not know if it's a dog or a horse. And you're mistaken about its nature, but you're still referring to the same thing. The person says, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it Superman? They're confused about a question of nature, but they're still referring to the same object as the other person who comes to a different conclusion about that.
Makes sense to me. What about do Muslims and Christians worship the same God?
We want to distinguish further and say right worship and false worship, because it is possible to give worship to God that is displeasing to God. So think about Aaron, the high priest of Israel. His sons Nadab and Abihu offer